PKJ, or as he's more formally known, Patrick Karneigh Jr., is an elderly UK rap artist who has gained notoriety in recent years for his group, the Northern Boys. Their upbeat sound and often depressing lyrics leave an unforgettable impression on the viewer. But the Northern Boys isn't where PKJ began. In this video, I'll be looking into Patrick Karneigh Jr. and talking about what is, in my opinion, one of the best underrated albums of all time. PKJ first debuted on February 6, 2019, or at least that's the first we can find of him. He made his grand entrance into the scene with Pete and Baz, two other older gentlemen who are involved in the UK rap or grime music scene. Pete and Baz gained a reasonable reputation through several tracks released in the early 2020s, such as Mr. Worldwide, Window Frame Cypher Parts 1 and 2, as well as several freestyle tracks. Now, PKJ would later appear on several Pete and Baz tracks before joining up with the Northern Boys, but on February 6th he was seen on the Pete and Baz track Keys and Bags. PKJ appears on the fourth verse, but is very impactful. I won't use the whole clip here for fear of being copyright struck, but here's a little taste for you.
King in the making. Light, I keep it up from loaded. I took the packs, I sold it. Patrick Karneigh Jr. Light, I come alive in there.
PKJ's lines in the songs are, right, I keep it locked and loaded, I take the packs, I sold it. Patrick Karneigh Jr. Right, I come alive at night, I've got the guns and swords and shurikens and C4s inside. Tonally, PKJ has a very dark sound. Pete and Baz focus more on their criminal enterprises in their lyrics, but PKJ puts a much greater focus on violence on this track, while also referencing dealing drugs and coming alive at night, which I take to be a taste of what's to come in his musical history. If you want to hear the track, there's a link in the description. Maybe go check it out. I personally think it's quite interesting to listen to at the very least, if not something you find, enjoyable in its own right. But night turned to day, and it was February the 7th when, silently, PKJ dropped an album that changed everything.
Hello and welcome to the Twins of Darkness Volume 1. I need you to close your eyes for this one, close the windows and the doors, roll up a cigarette and light it, to this one is dark. I told them I'd never do this, but now it's been done. Patrick Karneigh Jr. and Roy Karneigh, let's go.
The Twins of Darkness was PKJ's first and only solo album as of now, November of 2023. Whoa. Sorry, the microphone quality is terrible. I just want to say, it is not his only solo album. This is the only album he has done without any of his other known collaborations, i.e. Pete and Baz and the Northern Boys. He is with, obviously, his twin brother, Roy Karneigh. But we'll get into that in a bit. Sorry for the introduction, sorry for the terrible mic quality. I'm recording this in the editing software, my bad. Released only on SoundCloud. The first track, I Pray, has PKJ giving the chilling intro you just heard. He introduces himself and his twin brother Roy Karneigh. He warns the album will be dark and sets us out on a journey that we are about to embark on. The chorus of Close Your Eyes is the repeated phrase, close your eyes and let the darkness take your soul, I walk this road alone. I would put a clip here, but I don't really want to overuse clips, and I do want to incentivize you to go and give this fantastic album a listen yourself. In the first verse, PKJ talks about being on a journey where the devil controls him, how alone he feels, and how he is constantly turned away from society, and how he drinks to cope with this pain.
I travel so far and now the devil's in control. I live in the dark and now I feel alone. I go to the bar, they just show me a way. I grab myself a glass and take it down.
In the pre-chorus, PKJ cries out, whoa, I think I'm seeing ghosts. Whoa, I'm thinking seeing ghosts. Whoa, please don't leave me alone. Whoa, take me down, which obviously I take to mean, he's travelling down into hell and seeing ghosts because of the crimes or actions he's committed in his life. Before launching into the chorus, his twin brother Roy delivers a short, spoken outro as the deep droning beat continues in the background. The dark lyricism that's almost poetic is unmistakable as a marker of this project. The tone is very clearly set for the next tracks.
You're now listening to track 2 of the Twins of Darkness, me and my birth twin Roy. Let's take it slow on this one, Roy. Yeah.
I Pray is the second track on the album. The chorus is PKJ begging, I wake, I pray, please Lord, let me die today, which he repeats multiple times, and of course is just unsettling lyricism, plain and simple, and unapologetically dark. The first verse comes around and PKJ, or perhaps Roy, as Patrick is spoken of in the third person during this verse, tells us he's being hunted by demons and begs God to return his soul, or at the very least have the devil release him. The verse then becomes more angry and desperate, as the speaker talks on PKJ murdering repeatedly before casting imagery of demons and fire, before ending with a sadness as the speaker tells us, I said I did not kill her, I'm a liar, and now I'm doomed to end, before the chorus fades back in. This chorus is one of the grimmest parts of the album, and only drags the listener deeper into this black and bloody world PKJ creates, another foreboding bridge from Roy, and the final chorus as the track burns out.
I'm Patrick Karneigh Jr. This is track 3 from Twins of Darkness. My twin brother once killed a man, and this is why we made this song. It's dark, we're dark, deal with it. PKJ Productions.
Cover It in Shit is the third track and the fastest paced one. On the chorus, PKJ tells us, I just killed a man. That's another body for the crypt, cover it in shit. I just killed a man. That's another life to my list, fuck it, I'm sick. He repeats this twice and it's just plain dark. I use that word a lot when covering this project, but truly this track pulls no punches.
I messed up speaking and couldn't find anything to put here, lol.
Verses of this song speak of birds screaming, sacrifices, murder, worms, and dead mice. I don't want to spoil it for you, so I won't read them out, the lyrics that is, but you can get the idea that this track is villainous.
The dining table make a sacrifice, backflipping acrobatics in the afterlife.
Right. Patrick Karneigh Jr. and Roy Karneigh. Twins of darkness, twins of death, twins of hate. You've never heard nothing like this before. PKJ Productions.
Ghouls and Ghosts marks the final song in this album before a substantial tone shift. The choruses are the dark, brooding, violent lyrics we're used to from this project, with lines like, bunch of ghouls and ghosts, let the blood drip to their toes. The first verse beginning, grime peppercorns in my eyes, you told me that you love me, but I know it's all lies. It's one of my favourites, personally. I believe this verse is from Roy, and his vocals here are on point and very harsh and grinding. One verse and chorus later, both steeped in a wicked amount of imagery, we reach this album's climax point.
Mary, call an ambulance now! Mary, call an ambulance right now! Mary! No, really, Mary! Now! Roy! Roy, mate!
1948 to 2019 is easily the darkest track. It starts off fairly normal, but something feels off. Almost like, a demo. Until we hear a wince and PKJ begins screaming that Roy's down, with growing impatience and worry. Now, here's where fans divulge. There are 3 main theories about this track. Firstly, is the most clear answer. PKJ recorded and released the death of his brother Roy, making this bona fide as one of the darkest songs and albums in music history. Another theory, is that Roy never existed in the first place. Roy is simply PKJ or another individual doing a voice for Roy, and his death on 1948 to 2019 was staged, for either comedic effect or to add drama to the album. That being said, Roy definitely sounds different to PKJ, so I'm not sure if I'd subscribe to the idea of him being PKJ. His voice is notably deeper, so it's not out of the question that Roy did die, and in which case, rest in peace. I surely don't mean to cause any disrespect if, in fact, PKJ has released the death of his brother. I think this album, and this song particularly, is impactful of that. The third theory is that Roy is alive and well and he merely played out his death, although I do also find this quite unlikely. I don't mean any disrespect of Roy or Patrick, or anyone else involved in this album for that fact. Saying any of these theories, presenting them to you, I'm just saying what I think the fans have said. I truly think that if Roy died, then that's completely obscene and deeply saddening. But if it was a bit, that's certainly a very creative one that only builds on the final track.
This one goes out to my twin brother Roy. Light the candles, Mary. Order the Chinese.
In Brother, PKJ is in mourning for Roy. The song is noticeably somber. I do think this track should just be experienced as one, so I don't want to give away any lyrics or anything like that, but it's sad and a perfect closer of this short album. Or maybe it's more accurate to call it an EP, considering its, short track length as well. PKJ is now known much more for his collaborations with the Northern Boys and Pete and Baz, but to me, PKJ will always be related to the Twins of Darkness. Many haven't heard this album or even know about it, and I'm hoping in making this video I can make at least one person listen to this album, this incredible, dark, brooding, angry and sad album that is incredibly and immensely unique, unlike anything I've really ever heard. It manages to nail the line between being dark without coming off as too cheesy or too overly depressing that you feel miserable for the rest of the day. You can put on most of the tracks of this album, at least up to Ghouls and Ghosts, and lose your shit to them, really involve yourself and enjoy it. But at the same time, you can, as PKJ instructs us in the beginning, turn off the lights. If you smoke, bring out a cigarette and light it, and just immerse yourself in the dark void PKJ creates around you. Whatever you take away from this video, please go and listen to this album. It's very worth it. There's links in the description to the original SoundCloud release and YouTube re-uploads if you'd prefer. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.
In the dark, brothers walking in the dark, front of the TV. R.I.P. Roy, I'll be with you soon.